Welcome to Uncle's channel, thanks for watching today, and I think it's safe to say the Ninja Turtles is officially back at this point. And I know it never truly went away, but it's definitely more mainstream again because last year we had a brand new game that came out with Shredder's Revenge, a compilation of games with the Cowabunga collection, a brand new movie that came out last year that no one really talked about a whole lot, but it was actually pretty good, a new movie coming out this upcoming year, a new toy line to go along with that movie, and now we have news of a brand new AAA game coming out based upon the storyline of The Last Ronin, which if you don't know is one of the best storylines the Ninja Turtles have had in years, and it's written by the original author, Kevin Eastman. Obviously not the co-authors, but Kevin Eastman did write the Last Ronin, and it was actually thought about all the way back in the 1980s, so it's not like a brand new concept. But what the storyline for that comic book is, and for the upcoming game is going to be, is it's set way in the future when all the Ninja Turtles have passed away except for one, and the one that's left wears a black mask and has all the weapons of all four Ninja Turtles. And you don't know which Ninja Turtle has survived, but he's going through getting revenge and sort of taking a last stand as a Ninja Turtle. And I won't ruin it and tell you which Ninja Turtle survived and which one's passed away, but it's a fantastic comic book series, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with a game based upon it. But we're not completely in the dark of how this game's going to play out exactly, because Polygon did a brand new exclusive article about it, and they have a lot of details that we're going to look through. Now, the article stated, like the comic, The Last Ronin video game adaptation will be a darker, more mature take on the typically colorful Ninja Turtles, according to Doug Rosen, Senior Vice President for Games and Emerging Media at Paramount Global, the rights holders for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In an interview with Polygon last week, Rosen likened the upcoming third-person action role-playing game to Sony's recent God of War titles and said it is to be authentic to the story of the Last Ronin arc, which is set in the future where only one of the turtles has survived. So right there we have it, exactly how this game is going to play out a little bit. Not only will it be darker because of the comic book tone itself and the storyline, but also it's going to be playing like the God of War game, or the God of War games that Sony's been releasing pretty recently on the PS4 and the PS5. And those games definitely have a darker overtone to them, darker gameplay, and just really great storytelling elements. And I can't think of a way for a game to do the storyline of The Last Ronin any better than the God of War type game, because you have all the action in it, you have all the cutscenes in it, you have all the dialogue in it, and it's very much of a, not necessarily open adventure, more of a single path linear adventure, which is going to focus very well for telling the graphic novel story. Obviously, The Last Ronin is going to have a lot of action in the story. I mean, it's a Ninja Turtle story, but at the same time, being the last Ninja Turtle and taking upon the death and taking upon the emotions, is very much of a deep story to go along with that, and I feel like it needs a game that can sort of encompass both of those at the same time. Now, they did state in the article it's going to be a single-player game and not a multiplayer game, but that makes perfect sense. I mean, this is going to be a story-based game, and those games are generally one-player games. You're only going to play as the one turtle, except maybe in flashback scenes, and that's how they did it in the graphic novel as well, where they actually tell some of the other turtle stories. And so at that point, you may get to play some of the other turtles in flashbacks, but for the most part, the game is going to be a single-player action based upon the one turtle that is surviving. Now, they did say the game's going to be a few years off, so I'd probably put the release date at 2026, maybe 2027. I can't imagine it being any further out than 2027, because at that point, why even announce the game? That's just too far away. Too many things can happen between now and then. So I would say the release date's probably going to be 2026, and that's because they said a few years instead of just a couple years, so I think it's a pretty safe bet. But I love what Paramount is finally doing with the Ninja Turtles. They're giving the younger audience the Turtles with the new movie, some of the action figures. They're giving the older audience some Turtles with the new game here, the comic books that they're putting out as well. It's like they're finally sort of realizing Ninja Turtles is not just designed for one audience, and they're actually trying to divide the franchise up a little bit to try to pull in a new audience with kids and also give the older long-term fans truly what they want out of Ninja Turtles. And I honestly cannot wait to see this game come to life. But what do you all think? Are you excited for the new TMNT game, The Last Ronin, coming out in a few years? Do you like the overall darker tone they're going to take? Do you like the God of War gameplay? Or would you rather see them stick more to the retro style stuff like Shredder's Revenge and focus more on multiplayer and more of the child, family-friendly version of Ninja Turtles? Let me know in the comments down below. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos listed up above. And as always, go out there, find a great game to play. Just simply have a great rest of the day.